The invitation to the annual Morrison family Christmas dinner arrived in an expensive cream envelope, gold embossed with our family crest. I almost threw it away, but something made me pause. Maybe it was the memory of last year's humiliation, or maybe it was knowing that this year would be different. My name is Olivia Morrison, and I was about to give my family the surprise of their lives. The phone call came 3 days before Christmas. Olivia, my mother's voice dripped with practiced disappointment. Your father and I have been talking. Perhaps it's best if you skip Christmas this year. I sat in my corner office on the 50th floor of downtown Seattle's most prestigious building, watching snow fall over the city. Skip Christmas? Why? Well, darling, she sighed, this year's guest list is quite selective. Your father's new partners will be there, the Hendersons from Goldman Sachs, and of course your brother's celebrating his promotion to senior VP. Translation: successful people only. I see, I replied, glancing at the latest acquisition papers on my desk. And my startup is too embarrassing for the guest list? Oh honey, is that still going on? I thought you'd given up on that little project. What was it again? Some sort of software thing. I smiled, thinking of the Microsoft executives who'd been courting me for months, desperate to buy my little project, a revolutionary AI platform that was about to transform the tech industry. Something like that, Mom. Well, she continued, we just think it might be uncomfortable for everyone. You know how these things go, people asking what you do where you work. It's just easier if you sit this one out. The irony was almost painful. My little project was currently valued at just over $2 billion. The office I was sitting in? I owned the entire building. But my family still saw me as their greatest disappointment, the daughter who'd walked away from a real job at my father's firm to pursue some ridiculous tech dream. Your brother just closed a $50 million deal, my mother added, twisting the knife. He's bringing his new girlfriend, she's a junior partner at McKinsey. Everyone's doing so well, we just don't want you to feel out of place. I glanced at the Wall Street Journal on my desk, where my company's latest innovation was front-page news. My mother probably hadn't even noticed. She never read the technology section. I understand, Mom. I kept my voice neutral. But I think I'll come anyway. She didn't even try to hide her exasperation. Olivia, please don't be difficult. You know your father hates scenes. No scenes, I promised, watching my assistant wave urgently through the glass door. Just family. After hanging up, my assistant burst in. They've agreed. Microsoft's board just approved the offer. I leaned back in my chair, thinking of my mother's words. Out of place. Embarrassing. A disappointment. Perfect timing, Sarah, I smiled. How would you like to make a very important phone call on Christmas Day? The Morrison family Christmas dinner was always an exercise in excessive display of wealth. This year was no exception. The mansion's grand entrance was decorated with imported Norwegian pine garlands, each one worth more than what most people spent on their entire Christmas. My brother's new Porsche sat prominently in the circular driveway, next to my father's Bentley and an assortment of luxury vehicles belonging to their equally successful friends. My 10-year-old Tesla, deliberately kept despite my wealth, looked delightfully out of place. Olivia. My brother Marcus greeted me at the door, champagne in hand. Didn't expect to see you here. Didn't Mom tell you about the selective guest list? She did, I smiled, handing my coat to the waiting butler. I selected to ignore it. His girlfriend, Alexandra from McKinsey, looked me up and down, taking in my simple black dress, carefully chosen to hide its Chanel label. Oh, you must be the startup sister. How fascinating. Is it some kind of app? Before I could answer, my father's booming voice filled the entrance hall. Marcus, the Hendersons are asking about that brilliant deal you closed. Come. He barely glanced at me as he ushered my brother and his girlfriend toward the main party, leaving me standing alone in the foyer. Olivia. My mother appeared, lips tight. Since you're here, please try not to mention your work. If anyone asks, just say you're in technology consulting. Technology consulting. Right. Because that sounded better than, I built a multi-billion-dollar AI company from scratch. The dining room was a showcase of success. 25 of Boston's elite sat around an antique mahogany table, each place setting worth more than a monthly mortgage payment. Crystal glasses sparkled under the chandelier, and the air was thick with expensive perfume and self-importance. Everyone, my father stood at the head of the table raising his wine glass. A toast to success. Marcus's $50 million deal has set a new record at the firm. The Morrison name continues to represent excellence in finance. Applause rippled around the table. Marcus beamed, his girlfriend gazing at him adoringly. And, my father continued, we're especially honored to have the Hendersons with us. Their guidance has been invaluable in our latest venture. More applause. More self-congratulatory smiles. Speaking of ventures, Mr. Henderson turned to me. What is it you do, my dear? Something with computers, isn't it? My mother's eyes widened in panic. My father nearly choked on his wine. Oh, Olivia's between things right now, my mother quickly interjected. She had a little business idea, but you know how those tech startups go. My phone buzzed discreetly in my lap. A text from Sarah. Everything's set. Microsoft's lawyers have finished the final review. Should I make the call? I looked around the table at my brother's smug face, my father's dismissive expression, my mother's barely concealed embarrassment. All these people who thought success only came in one form, wrapped in designer suits and million-dollar deals. Yes, I texted back. Time for my little startup to make an entrance. I didn't have to wait long. As the first course was being served, my phone rang. The caller ID displayed, Sarah Martinez, Chief of Staff. I answered on speaker, making sure my voice carried. Yes, Sarah. Ms. Morrison, I apologize for interrupting your dinner, but I have Microsoft CEO on the other line. They've accepted the $800 million buyout offer for your AI platform. The papers are ready for your signature. The sound of a wine glass shattering broke the sudden silence. My father's face had gone completely white. $800 million? Mr. Henderson's fork clattered against his plate. I smiled serenely. Thank you, Sarah. Please tell them I'll review the final documents tomorrow. I paused, enjoying the stunned expressions around the table. Oh, and remind them that the $800 million is just for the secondary platform. The main company is, of course, not for sale at any price. Marcus's girlfriend Alexandra was frantically Googling on her phone under the table. I saw the moment she found what she was looking for. Her eyes widened to the size of the fancy dinner plates. Oh my God, she whispered. You're that Olivia Morrison? The founder of Mindframe AI. But this was just the beginning. My family had no idea that their Christmas dinner was about to become much more interesting. The silence that followed Alexandra's revelation was delicious. My mother's perfectly manicured hand trembled as she reached for her water glass. My father's face had progressed from white to an interesting shade of purple. Mindframe AI? Mr. Henderson leaned forward, his expression shifting from polite dismissal to intense interest. The artificial intelligence company that's revolutionizing quantum computing? The very same, I smiled, taking a small sip of wine. Though we're doing quite a bit more than that now. Marcus, who had been frantically searching on his phone, looked up with wide eyes. This says Mindframe is valued at over $2 billion. $2.8 billion actually, I corrected. After this morning's market adjustment. My father found his voice, though it cracked slightly. But you work out of that tiny office downtown. In that old building. Oh, you mean the Morrison Tower? I raised an eyebrow. I bought it last year. All 40 stories. The tiny office is just where I take meetings I'd rather not have at headquarters. The butler appeared with the main course, but no one was interested in food anymore. All eyes were fixed on me, the daughter they'd dismissed for years, who now casually mentioned buying skyscrapers. Why didn't you tell us? My mother's voice was barely a whisper. Tell you. I laughed softly. I tried. Remember 3 years ago when I asked for a small investment in my startup? Dad said, and I quote, "No daughter of mine will waste her life playing with computers." Mr. Henderson choked on his wine. You turned down an investment in Mindframe AI? My father's face darkened further. Now see here, Olivia Dash. But my phone rang again. This time the caller ID showed Governor's Office. Ms. Morrison, my assistant's voice rang out clearly in the silent room. The governor is confirming your meeting about the new tech corridor project. He's very excited about Mindframe establishing its innovation campus in the city. Thank you, Sarah. Please tell him I'm looking forward to it. I paused. Oh, and has the London office called about the royal visit? Yes, ma'am. Prince William is confirmed for the AI Ethics Summit in March. Marcus's girlfriend dropped her fork. The clatter echoed through the dining room. The prince, my mother stammered. He's very interested in ethical AI development, I explained casually. Though not as interested as the Japanese government. They've offered us an entire district in Tokyo for our Asian headquarters. The Hendersons were now openly staring at my father, who looked like he might pass out. Their earlier admiration of his modest millions had evaporated in the face of his daughter's billions. But your clothes. My mother gestured weakly at my simple black dress. Your old car. This. I touched the dress. It's Chanel. Custom made. As for the car, I keep it to remind me of where I started. Though the Ferrari I drove here last week was quite nice. You have a Ferrari? Marcus blurted. 3 actually. And a couple of Lamborghinis. But I prefer the Tesla for environmental reasons. I turned to Alexandra. Speaking of which, how's the environmental impact study going at McKinsey? The one for Atlantic Oil. She blinked in surprise. How did you know about that? Oh, I just bought Atlantic Oil this morning. Part of our green energy initiative. We'll be converting all their operations to sustainable technology. I smiled. I hope McKinsey doesn't mind the change in direction. The room spun with this new revelation. My father gripped his chair like it was a life raft in a storm of his own making. You know what's funny? I continued, watching their faces. Every time I came to a family event, you all treated me like I was somehow less than you. Less successful, less worthy, less important. Even tonight, Christmas is for successful people only. Darling, my mother started, but I held up my hand. I built something revolutionary while you were all measuring success in modest millions and country club memberships. I changed the world while you were closing small deals and bragging about corner offices. I stood up, smoothing my designer dress. Success isn't just about the money, though. It's about impact. Mindframe's AI is helping cure diseases, solve climate change, and make the world a better place. What did your $50 million deal do, Marcus? Besides line your pocket. My brother had no answer. The funny thing is, I continued, I was going to offer you all a chance to invest in our next venture. A little holiday gift, friends and family round of funding. Very exclusive. The kind of opportunity that creates generational wealth. My father's eyes lit up with desperate hope. We can still dash. No, we can't, I cut him off. That opportunity, like Christmas dinner, was for successful people only. I picked up my phone as it buzzed again. Excuse me, I have to take this. Bill Gates doesn't like to be kept waiting. As I walked out of the dining room, I heard Mr. Henderson mutter, Morrison, you damn fool. You had a tech unicorn in your family and you didn't even know it. The next morning, my face was splashed across every major financial publication. Mindframe AI acquires Microsoft division in historic deal. The business world was buzzing with the news that the mysterious founder of Mindframe had finally stepped into the public eye. My mother called 17 times. My father sent desperate emails about family legacy and working together. Marcus tried to connect with me on LinkedIn. I ignored them all. Instead, I focused on a different kind of family, the one I'd built at Mindframe. Our Christmas party was held in our headquarters atrium, where employees from janitors to executives celebrated together. No designer labels required, no success metrics needed. Sarah, my loyal assistant who'd played her part perfectly at the family dinner, raised her glass for a toast. To the best boss and the best company anyone could ask for. The cheer that went up was genuine, warm, and worth more than all the Morrison family dinners combined. Later that evening, as I sat in my office overlooking the city, a final email came through from my father. Olivia, I was wrong. We were all wrong. Please give us a chance to make it right. Your mother and I are ready to support your. What I mean is, we're proud of what you've accomplished. Let's talk about how we can work together. Dad. I typed a simple reply. Dear Father, thank you for your email. Unfortunately, Mindframe AI is not currently seeking new investors or partnerships. However, I've arranged something special for the family. Check your inboxes tomorrow morning. Each of you will receive a unique code for our new AI platform, the one Microsoft just paid $800 million for. It's a Christmas gift, you could say. The code will let you ask the AI one question. What is true success? I think you'll find its answer interesting. After all, I programmed it myself. Merry Christmas, Olivia Morrison, founder and CEO. Mindframe AI piece your McKinsey consultants called. They're thinking of switching to our in-house consulting division. Something about preferring to work with real innovators. I powered down my computer and walked to the window. The city sparkled with Christmas lights, each one a tiny reminder that success comes in many forms, and the sweetest victory isn't in proving others wrong, it's in proving yourself right. The next morning I received one final text from Alexandra. I just tried the AI. Its answer about success. It made me cry. I'm sorry we judged you so quickly. Would you consider having coffee sometime? Not as your brother's girlfriend, he's now my ex, but as someone who wants to learn from a true visionary. I smiled and typed back, coffee sounds good. But fair warning, I only meet in my tiny office in the building I own. Sometimes the best revenge isn't in grand gestures or public humiliation. It's in quiet triumph, in building something so magnificent that those who doubted you can only watch in silence as you soar past their limited expectations. And sometimes the greatest Christmas gift isn't one you receive. It's the one you give to yourself by believing in your dreams when no one else would. As for the AI's answer about true success, that's a secret between the program and the Morrison family. But I will say this, it had something to do with a daughter who was told to skip Christmas because she wasn't successful enough, only to become the most successful person in the room. Now that's what I call a Christmas miracle.